So I want to talk about why physicians quit YouTube. Not why they don't start, we've already talked about that, but why the ones that actually begin, who buy the camera, set up their space, film their first few videos, why those doctors more often than not quietly stop within the first 6 months and never come back. Because the reason isn't obvious. It's not a lack of knowledge. It's not a lack of ability. It's usually not even a lack of time, even though doctors are extremely busy. We all know that. But it's actually three very specific mistakes that are predictable, repeatable, and completely avoidable once you know what they are. I've made at least 2 of them myself, so this isn't theory, it's pattern recognition from 15 years of watching this play out. The first mistake, and probably the most common, is doctors who build a general health channel. And why would they not? It feels logical. We think it's got broader appeal. There are lots more topics, more flexibility. And being a doctor, you know a lot of stuff, and you've seen a lot of things in your career. But here's what actually happens with a general health channel. You place yourself in direct competition with thousands of other channels, many of which have been doing this for years. They have teams, budgets, systems, and there is no way in the world that you're going to out-general them. And more importantly, and thankfully, you don't need to. The doctors who grow on YouTube, they pick a lane. Not one so narrow that there's no one there, but specific enough that when the right person finds you, they feel like you built your channel just for them. Think about it. If someone is newly diagnosed with Parkinson's and they find a neurologist who speaks directly to that experience, that person isn't leaving. That channel becomes a resource, a reference point, and a trusted voice. And specificity creates loyalty. Loyalty creates growth that actually matters. But the physicians who quit usually build something too broad. And when growth doesn't come, they assume that the platform doesn't work, instead of recognizing that they never gave it a clear signal to begin with. We'll go deeper on this on the next video, but understand this. Your niche is not a detail. It's the foundation of the platform you're going to build. The second mistake is measuring the wrong things at the wrong time. Here's what that looks like. You film your first 5 or 6 videos. They're good, they're clear, they're accurate. You upload them, and then you check the number. 35 views, 200 views, maybe 300, a few subscribers, minimal engagement. 6 weeks in, and it looks like not much is happening. So you do what you've been trained to do. You evaluate the data, and you conclude this just isn't working for me. Except you're measuring the wrong thing at the wrong time. Early YouTube growth isn't linear. It doesn't behave like clinical feedback, like cause and effect. There's a lag, and it can be a big lag. And the compounding effect is invisible at the very beginning. And the beginning, in all truthfulness, it can last for several months, which means the phase right before growth feels exactly like failure. It's the 3 feet from gold parable. Most channels that eventually grow have a stretch, usually between videos 10 and 30, where nothing much seems to be happening. That can be frustrating and discouraging, especially for professionals who are used to putting in the time, learning a particular skill, and seeing the results of their efforts fairly quickly. The physicians who understand what to expect with YouTube keep going. The ones who don't stop right before it turns, right before reaching a vein of gold. So what actually does matter early on? Consistency. Are you publishing regularly? At least 1 video a week. Completion rate. Are people watching your videos to the end? Click-through rate. Are they clicking when they see your video thumbnail? Those are the inputs to watch for early on. And honestly, those observations really never change. YouTube is a game of patience. So be patient and make the decision that you're going to get good at this. Take a cue from Jimmy Donaldson, aka Mr. Beast. Make 100 videos and improve something every time by 1% before worrying about success or how many subscribers you have. He emphasizes that a creator's first 10 to 20 videos will likely be garbage, but the act of producing 100 videos is essential for learning this craft. The third mistake is the most subtle and the most damaging. Doctors who perform instead of teach. They get on camera and shift just slightly into some version of themselves that isn't quite real. Maybe they're trying to sound more engaging. Maybe they've watched too many other creators. Maybe they've been told to bring more energy. But what shows up is something slightly off, and your audience is going to feel that. They may not even know why, but they feel the distance. The videos look fine, the information is correct, but nothing connects. And And that's the frustrating part, because when you're performing, you don't always know why it's not working. But the fix is simple, not necessarily easy, but it's just to stop performing. Pick one person and talk to them. That's it. Because connection doesn't come from production. It comes from authenticity. And when that's present, people stay, they return, and they trust you, not your credentials, you. Now, step back and look at all three. They're actually the same mistake, just wearing different clothes. Trying to be too broad, trying to force results too early, and trying to be someone else on camera. And in every single case, you're moving away from your advantage, not toward it. The physicians who succeed here on YouTube, they figure out something simple. Their edge is not becoming a creator, not becoming a YouTuber. It's staying a physician, using your knowledge, your perspective, and your unique way of explaining things. That's your advantage. Don't try to be a YouTuber, be you, the doctor that you truly are, and who just happens to be on YouTube. And if you do that, everything will work better from there. Now, I've mentioned niche here twice, but deliberately didn't go deep because it deserves its own conversation. So in the next video, I'm going to give you a framework for choosing your niche based on your background, your interests, the size of the audience that's available. This next one is the most practical video in this entire series for someone who's ready to start. Don't skip it, and I'll see you there.